50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Lil Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail.
I looked at it like, from that point, maybe 50 should have brung a bag for Meech and maybe a watch or something. Because obviously that's what Ross did or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I had in mind.
But look, 50. Boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so...
Lil Meech didn't just betray 50 Cent. He allegedly ran off with $10 million and joined forces with 50's biggest rival to do it. After years of mentoring him, supporting him, and even paying for his rehab, 50 was blindsided by the ultimate double-cross. Now, with Rick Ross in the picture and private texts being leaked, 50 Cent is forced to handle things the hard way. Before the betrayal, there was a major investment. When 50 Cent cast Demetrius Lil Meech Flenory Jr. to play his own father, the infamous Big Meech, in the Starz series BMF, it wasn't just a role, it was a life-changing opportunity. Lil Meech wasn't an actor. He was a struggling rapper with no major opportunities in Hollywood. But 50 saw potential. He sent him to acting school for 2 years, covering all costs out of pocket, and transformed him into a TV star. But 50's generosity didn't stop there. Behind the scenes, he was wiring money to Lil Meech's family. According to 50, he helped them secure over $5 million in clean, legal funds, the kind of money that could change their lives. This wasn't just a job, it was a long-term vision. 50 had plans, spin-offs, films, multi-season deals. If things went as expected, the BMF brand could generate $30 to $50 million over time. For a family that once thrived in the streets, this was their golden opportunity to go legit. Big Meech, watching from behind bars, saw his son rise to fame, his name back in the spotlight, this time on primetime television. And the man responsible wasn't a lawyer, a homie, or another rapper, it was 50 Cent. He kept the BMF brand alive, made it a household name, and positioned the next generation for success. Yet, despite all of this, 50 remained humble. For years, he never boasted about his financial support. He didn't demand public credit. But now, things have changed, and people are wondering why he's so upset over a financial loss. The biggest theory? He was counting on it. Even Rick Ross has chimed in, claiming that 50 is struggling. Now, with betrayals and financial losses piling up, 50 Cent is left to reclaim what he built, by any means necessary.
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I'll buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters.
He went even further.
50. Boy, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you want to make your mama one of them walking stars thing. Put down there. Your mama live. Nigga, her own walking star.
He truly struck him at his weakest point.
We call it renderings. You had the renderings, then you try to go get them loans, and ain't nobody loan you that money. You ain't even built the G-Unit studio yet. That might be why when I stood next to Meech, your knees buckled. Your knees buckled. Put your back against the wall. You're hustling.
The shift came after Big Meech was released from prison in October. The man who built one of the biggest drug empires in U.S. history was finally free. Everyone expected a reunion with 50 Cent, a press tour, photo ops, maybe even a co-produced BMF documentary featuring the real man himself. But what happened next shocked everybody, including 50. Meech didn't link up with 50, he aligned with Rick Ross. The same Rick Ross who has been 50's sworn enemy for over a decade. And it wasn't just a casual handshake or a chance meeting at an industry event. They went all in with full-on promotions, car shows, and a welcome home concert. Meech was on Instagram posing with Rose like they were longtime friends. No shout out to 50. No thanks. No acknowledgement. Nothing. For 50, this wasn't just a betrayal, it was calculated disrespect. He stayed silent at first, but if you know 50, silence doesn't mean peace. It means he's loading the clip, but where did the money go? Because it's not in the family's bank accounts. 50 says he helped them secure over $5 million from the show, legal, legitimate money. He even called out Big Meech, saying, "Why old boy didn't look out for me? I sent him to acting school. All your people that were out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you the Black Pablo Escobar and messed it all up. I helped your family make over $5 million in legit dollars. It's not my fault it's all gone. You want to shine so bad you're wearing the baby's jewelry. B, give the baby back his jewelry." And yet, somehow, Big Meech was broke. Lil Meech too. So broke that he's reportedly selling promo videos for just $500 a pop.
I'm the responsible boss. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, I'm trying to make it go up. Hit you right now.
And 50 couldn't wait to clown him. He hopped on Instagram and posted, "Big Screech got Meech doing promos $500 a pop. Get you one while it lasts." But 50 wasn't done, not even close. Just when you think he's out of disrespect, he hits post on a whole GoFundMe, yes, a GoFundMe, for Big Meech. Now, let's be real. There's a 90% chance 50 made it himself just to be petty because that's exactly his brand of chaos. But regardless of who made it, 50 posted it, and the internet lost its mind. The GoFundMe straight up claimed Meech needed help paying his bills, allegedly a $30,000 a month Airbnb. And 50 added his own messy little caption, "Help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb." Then, he threw in a jab at quality control, saying, "That's one of P's cribs." Shout out to quality control. And he still wasn't done. He spun the block again, this time dragging 42 Doug into the mess. 50 posted that Doug allegedly gave Big Meech $100,000 and said, "Your daddy, my ninja. You made a mistake giving Screech $100,000. You could have given that to your ninjas. You've always been hard-headed." Of course, Doug clapped back on IG, standing 10 toes down for Meech in Detroit. "Can't no ninja convince me to go against Detroit. Either show me Big Bra a rat or shut the F up talking to me." But how does a kingpin with a hit TV series end up begging for rent money? Tony Yayo gave us a clue. In an interview, he revealed that after Meech got out, he was literally asking Lil Baby for a handout.
He and Murder sitting in the backyard and you like, "Yo, little baby ain't give me no money." He came in the Ferrari truck, he had the Ferrari truck, he had 4 pockets full. I'm looking at this nigga like, yo, this nigga tripping. Like, little baby he's not obligated to give you nothing.
He was even complaining that his son wasn't supporting him financially. Now, let's talk about Lil Meech, because he's only making things worse.
He was with 50, he's talking about stuff in the future, he made your family money. You know, you would think you would be a little bit appreciative, but motherfuckers don't have to be loyal to 50 in business. I guess that's how Meech felt, because he's his own boss. You know, but when you take little Meech and you put him in acting school, you know, you take him from Detroit. I remember him rapping when he was rapping and nobody was helping him from what I seen. Because I remember when Lil Meech was rapping. Nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money. You understand what I'm saying? But to be young and have money is crazy.
According to Tony Yayo, Lil Meech is burning through cash like he's allergic to saving. $100 on Chrome Hearts jeans, $500,000 on a BMF chain. Meanwhile, his dad is struggling to pay rent, yet he's flexing designer denim and Richard Mille watches. Then he had the nerve to get salty when 50 unfollowed him. It was giving broke with money, and Yayo didn't hold back.
I say that was like a bad management move, but from the streets they're gonna do what they want to do. And 50's crazy for that. Yeah, 50's crazy. So, and then on Meech and I look at that was bad management too, because we just was over there. We just took a picture with you at your house. But I felt like when we left there, it was a money thing, because what Lil Meech said about the Ferrari.
Rumors swirled that 50 was furious, not over the spending itself, but the reckless way it was blown. No plan, no investments, no saving for the future, just pure waste.
But if 50 Cent gives your family, $5 million in cash, whether it's through acting, I think he was paying for acting lessons for Lil Meech, you gotta have some appreciation. And before more details unfolded, like $5 million, because people were like, oh, 50 Cent doesn't pay people, he's always suing people. Look how he paid Ghost from Power less than Mary J. Blige on Power Book. But if Lil Meech got $5 million, and he's nobody except the son of somebody famous, then he definitely could have treaded carefully with this Rick Ross.
Just when you thought 50 was done flaming Lil Meech, he hit the final boss level of petty. Word on the street is 50 bought the halfway house Meech is legally required to stay in. That means Big Meech, who once ran a billion-dollar empire and had everyone from rappers to politicians shook, is now allegedly paying rent to 50 Cent, and of course, 50 being 50, he didn't let that slide quietly. In an interview, he grinned and said, "Business is business. I'm putting that ninja on toilet duty, cleaning up felonish all day." So technically, Meech might be out of prison, but he's far from free. Fans are eating it up. One said, 50 is a real savage and has always stood on business. Nothing but respect. This is the greatest burn I've ever heard. 50 makes my whole month. But not everyone is buying the story. Some think this is just classic 50 trolling and pure cap.
This story right here is complete and utter bull.
According to this source, Meech might not even be staying in a halfway house.
As we know, Meech didn't actually leave for the halfway house. He's on home confinement because of the First Step Act and winning his 821 motion in federal court. After spending nearly 20 years in federal prison, Demetrius Big Meech Flannery left the federal prison in Coleman, Florida, Coleman Low, on October 15th for home confinement. Now, before you say I don't know what I'm talking about, it says right here that he's in the RRM in Miami. He's actually on home confinement. It says RRM because the RRM, or the halfway house, or really the re-entry manager, is administering his home confinement in Miami through the halfway house that's owned by Dismiss Charity.
But then again, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. The man lives for trolling and has both the money and spite to make even the wildest moves seem possible. Now, Lil Meech made it crystal clear where his loyalty lies. He hopped on Instagram, saying, "Before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father home to my family. My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad. Death before dishonor." That last part? A warning. He was done playing middleman. He was Team Meech Sr. to the grave, and to make things worse, it looked like they were now trying to milk the BMF name with Rick Ross, the one man who never lifted a finger to keep the brand alive. When your enemy suddenly becomes your new best friend, that's when it gets personal. Ross wasted no time. As soon as Big Meech came home, he slid in like a snake, started planning a welcome home concert, got Big Meech to co-sign, and rolled out promo like it was the return of the real. But let's be honest, this wasn't about a concert. Ross saw an opportunity. He threw Meech a little check and used him as a pawn. It wasn't real love, it was strategy. It was pure spite, and 50? He saw right through it, but there's another person 50 doesn't love, Floyd Mayweather. And if you remember this video, you know exactly why.
I look at the computer say, Floyd said, Nelly 50. I'm like, what he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance, said that.
So when Lil Meech pulled up to Lucky Strike Miami with Floyd Mayweather and Rose, it was clear he really hit 50 where it hurts. But that wasn't all. Meech wasn't just there for fun. He came through with an exclusive merch drop from his Red Letters X Once collab, even gifting Mayweather some pieces. To make things worse, Big Meech made a surprise cameo via phone, chatting with Ross and Floyd like they were longtime friends. Then, to top it off, Floyd took Lil Meech car shopping. They even squeezed in some jewelry shopping too.
That's insane. Dad, one life. Dad, happy birthday, champ. That's all. One piece. One piece. Money team. Did you do the research of yours?
They hit the arcades. Finally, they wrapped up their day by catching a Lakers game while hanging out in LA. You already know 50 doesn't play when it comes to loyalty. So when he saw Lil Meech hanging with two of his biggest ops, it set him off. He wasted no time clowning the situation, posting a video of Meech with Ross, joking, he said, "You tell your pops I'm a lookout. What's the address? I'm going to send some wings over there." Of course, 50 deleted it shortly after, like he always does, but you know this hit deep. 50 didn't just fund Lil Meech's career, he might have saved his life. According to 50, Meech wasn't just blowing money, he was blowing up on set. He wrote, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Mimi's relationship. I'm telling Mimi I don't want him doing drugs. He's telling him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Mimi, chill, stop spending all your money. He's telling him how much money he blew. People don't know, I had to send Mimi to rehab." Then 50 got into the messy details, alleging that Lil Meech showed up high on set, so bad that everyone noticed. Russell Hornsby peeped he was high as hell on set. He started throwing up at a weapons test. Then Ian told me the little ninjas had whippets in his truck. I said, "What the __ is whippets?" I look, it's the stuff that be in baby guns. To drive the point home, 50 even posted a video of Gene Deal co-signing his claims about Meech's behavior.
Thinking the dude was gonna do right by him and give him a bag and help him out and stuff like that, and he ended up being in the same spot and probably worse right now. Because just say this, man. Just say if he would have held his head with 50 now, right? I don't know if 50 would have fucked with him, but 50 would have been like, "Yo, Tammy, leave that alone, ma. Don't put that on that dude." You know what I'm saying? And 50 wouldn't have been behind it. The only reason this shit grew the way it grew against Meech is because 50 was behind.
Fifth says he sent the kid to rehab, quietly paid for everything, never told the press, never made it public. He wanted to protect him. But now that loyalty was out the window, and 50 was done protecting anybody. The moment 50 realized he'd been played by the whole family, he went wild, then 50 hopped on Instagram again to throw another punch. But this time, he brought receipts and a familiar name. He posted a photo of Tammy Cowens, who y'all might remember as Big Meech's former business partner. 50 also dropped a screenshot of a text exchange with Tammy where he flat out asked her, "Did Meech know she was allegedly snitching while he was locked up?" Her response, "Yep." And the caption said, "Tammy Cowens the truth," followed by a nothing but the truth coming soon. But in case anyone thought he was done, he attached those bars to another carousel of BMF stills. But get this, he blurred out Lil Meech's face in every single one. Like, literally scribbled his own show's lead actor out of the pics like a scorned ex. If that's not peak 50 Cent, I don't know what is. And some other now deleted IG posts, 50 shared some texts from Lil Meech. In them, Meech Jr. begged for forgiveness, saying, "They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed love and loyalty. I go through my own __, but I never switched up on you." Then he threw his dad under the bus, saying, "F Ross." But he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. But for 50, it was too late. He clapped back, "What next season, little ninja?" Fans took that as confirmation BMF was done, and maybe so was Lil Meech's career. You can't make money with someone you don't trust. And Big Meech made it real clear where his loyalty lies. What if this wasn't just betrayal? What if Big Meech was sabotaging his own son? This theory is gaining traction, and it's not as wild as it sounds. At first glance, it looked like classic industry drama, maybe 50 being petty, Ross being slick, and Big Meech just trying to get his post-prison bag. But if you zoom out just a bit, this ain't really about 50, Ross, or even BMF as a brand. This is a low-key father-son beef disguised as a label war. Some fans think Meech did all this out of jealousy, that unhealed parent energy where your kid's success feels like your failure. Instead of being proud, you feel replaced, and so you act out. And in the process, you burn bridges your kid still needs to cross. That's the saddest part. This could have been a redemption arc, a father and son empire. But instead, it's starting to look like the fall of a dynasty. A man came home and tried to outshine the son who kept his name alive. And in doing so, he dimmed both their futures. With 50 out, BMF is hanging on by a thread. Starz hasn't confirmed another season, and 50's already warned it might be the last. Meanwhile, Rick Ross can't legally touch a BMF film. 50 owns the rights. And the damage might already be done. But did Lil Meech really snake 50 for $10 million? Or was this a setup from the jump, with Big Meech pulling strings from behind bars? Was this all one big betrayal masked as loyalty? Or did 50 back the wrong one from the start? Let us know what you think. And if you're ready for more raw, unfiltered tea, watch our next video. This story is far from over.